Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the video. And today I'm going to go on how I am trying to discover a good way to paint my Space Marines and have a good formula in which to continue on painting the rest of my army. So in this video, you're going to see that my miniatures are already primed black because I already have a video out on how to prime your miniatures and what steps I use as a beginner to prime my models. And with that base cover primed black, it gives that dark shades, which allows me to apply a zenithal highlight that will bring out highlights in the painting process. So when I applied the zenithal highlight, I used a white ink that I would find at the Hobby Lobby, or any kind of white ink will do. It's a great color to use because it's already thinned down pretty much. But you kind of still want to use a thinner to actually thin it down even further to give it that more. But you want to be careful not to over thin it, or it's just going to run off your model and get everywhere on there and create highlights that you don't need, or paint on the model where you don't need it. Okay, with the miniature primed black, it gives a nice base color to keep those shadows. So my next process was to apply a zenithal highlight to the miniature so it would bring out highlights later when I paint over it with its red vibrant color. So when I apply the zenithal highlight, I spray from above to make sure I'm not spraying at any other angle but from above the model. You don't want to spray from straight on or the sides, or you're going to cover areas that need to be into the shadows of the model. One way that I tell as a beginner that if I spray the zenithal highlight or zenithal method correctly is if I tilt the model and look from underneath the model and I still see those dark colors still on the model, then I know I've done a decently okay job of applying the zenithal method. In the next step, I used my airbrush to go in with a red hole from Vallejo and spray underneath the model to give it more of a tense red shadow undertone. It's kind of like a reverse zenithal. Instead of spraying from above, I did it from below to spray underneath the model. The next step in my process was base coating. I started to lay down the base colors in the larger areas. For example, the whole armor is going to be red, and for the foes, they're going to be black, and the weapon itself is going to be black as well, along with the pouches and the weapon holster. Those are also going to be black. So I started in squaring those in and covering them. While you are base coating, you want to apply your paint in thin, even layers, as so not to leave unwanted texture or uneven brush strokes on the model. If you guys are liking this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on what formula you use for modeling process. While I was base coating, I used gunmetal, Vallejo gunmetal, to go in to some of the parts and add that metal texture to the weapons and the inner folds of the armor to make it look like it is shining through. . 。 After I'm done with my base coat, I go through and create a wash with Abaddon Black and water to go back through and apply into the recesses that dark color to create more vibrant shade in the model. After applying that wash into the recesses, I am starting on the details. In one of the detailing process, I go through, take some white and put it into the eye sockets. And then I'm going to, after that dries, I'm going to come back through with a green, and it's going to make it more vibrant and more glow to it as if it's an LED instead of just having a dark green in there. In detailing process of the weapon, I add a black to darken down some of that gunmetal on the weapon. And then I add a silver on top of that gunmetal to create more highlight and contrast between the black and silver in between the weapons to add more of a shine. In this detailing process, as the silver dries, I go back through with the brass and add it to the Aquila on the weapon to create more of a gold color. After going back through many times over and cleaning up details, I start with Averland and Mephiston Red to create a mix between red and yellow to create more of an orange. And then I go back through and apply it to the model in some spots that I think highlights should be to create more of a lighter red that will bring out more vibrancy in the highlights. Then after going back through with a brighter red, I make more of a yellowish color, and I go through and add some edge highlighting to the model to create even more highlights. And then after edge highlighting, I mix a really light yellow, and I take it and I put a drop into each corner to create a really bright point to which all the highlights center to. During this whole process, I'm going back through, making sure I'm cleaning up my mistakes and making sure the details are filled out in the model. In the final process, I cover the base with a technical paint that I got from one of the starter sets. This is a resin printed model, so I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to come up with a formula in order to paint the rest of my models by. That's how I went about painting this model. This is not the exact formula I'm going to use to paint all my models. This is only Formula 1. If I do discover a different way or different methods that work for me, I will be implementing them into the other models. But these are resin printed models, and these are just my practice dummies. I have plenty more, and I plan on doing many more painting formulas to try to figure out which one's going to work best for me. If you guys enjoyed the video today, please like and subscribe. It helps a ton with the channel. Do appreciate it. If you guys have any methods that work for you and that you would like to see me try out, leave a comment in the section down below so that I may try to implement them in my next formula video. You've seen my entire process for this video. If you are new to painting, don't be scared to experiment like I just did. You have to find a formula that works for you and what methods really work for you as a new painter. I am a new painter as well, and I'm just trying to figure out what works for me. If you don't have models to spare, remember, I do have a stripping video that goes through how to strip models. Thank you for joining me and watching a newbie paint a video. I wish you the best and happy painting.